flags of.
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely.
That's the whole thing, huh?
Definitely.
That's something. Anything that's
see.
controlled like that.
Okay.
Do you want to circle?
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah,
Come on
everybody,
back,
come on in. Can you tell if we're in frame on the video?
You are. The mayor's head's half cut off.
Mayor, you're gonna
Okay.
have to.
Well, that means it looks as though I have hair.
How's that better?
All right, I'll sit down. How's that?
Hugh, if you step in and you stay like right there. Oh, Councilman, go back where you were.
Okay.
Let me go sneak over
Is
there.
this okay?
It's very light.
You guys stay right there.
Okay, we're taking a peek here.
The sandy stuff that's coming out of it isn't all that encouraging.
Hopefully it's watertight. Uh-oh.
Disintegrated.
That is printed paper.
Apparently it wasn't sealed from the elements.
Read a little bit.
There's a letter here that's very hard to extract and read, but maybe. There is the cassette.
You know what a cassette is?
I did
My
bring a
car
player.
still has a
I
cassette
don't
deck.
know if I should try to transfer this into a new cassette before we would try to do anything with it.
Oh, a picture.
We've got some more pieces of the letter.
It's going to be part of the same letter then.
I think a lot of this was folded up together. A piece of newspaper article that did. Kids Kingdom reaches goal, ready for construction. There's more of the letter. This is what remains of a photograph of a bunch
like
of
a
people.
class.
It looks like a class or a
Class.
bunch of people in front of the playground.
Was it the children's committee or what?
It might be the children's committee. In fact, chances are, it's Sandy. Well, see, I think parts of the written letter and the printed photocopy of whatever it is ended up kind of sticking to other things. I guess photo paper doesn't fare all that well.
I guess it wasn't as moisture proof as they had hoped it to be. Looks like.
Yeah, it looks. Which is surprising because it was. Oh, there we go. Oh, all right.
Kids Kingdom.
So we've got. Looks like a piece of the letterhead kind of outlining who the committee is. It's a shame about the written letter, but I imagine I might be able to recover some of that and figure out what it says. The tape is probably the most interesting and savable piece of what's in there. I'm just a little leery of putting it right into a tape deck now before I have a chance to kind of clean it up and make sure that, because I can see that there's a little bit of mold on the tape.
Buried outside?
Yeah, we found it in a tube like that.
You can see the holes in the tube.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why the moisture came in.
Yeah,
Through the aluminum.
but that's what's inside. So it looks like we had the tape. Probably, from what I understand, this is going to be some things from maybe from the start of construction, but the committee, the children's committee, which I imagine this is the picture of. The newspaper clipping saying that they've reached the goal and they're ready for construction, and then what looks like a handwritten letter and some names and signatures and some letterhead that
Looks like a Brian
the committee.
Headley.
Jean Headley, Debbie Place, and
Yep.
Ventura,
General
Phyllis
Coordinator
Curtis.
Gene
Yep.
Headley.
Rhodes,
Someone by the name of
I
Ventura.
imagine this was just folded in half and then kind of spread. But yeah, this might be
And
the degree to
Curtis.
which some of this is
Last name of
savable.
Curtis. Someone with
Phyllis Curtis. Yeah, she just passed 2 years ago. But yeah, interesting stuff.
This
Yeah,
is
we
when
wanna
you
do,
need
I
CSI.
know what you
You bring CSI into play
Does
here.
everybody want to go on that side?
Yeah, do you want to get on this side for a group picture?
Everybody in it?
nice.
Absolutely.
It was a valiant attempt.
Can you read any of it there?
Let's get the principal right over here.
Is that free? Is that free?
The other way.
We're right here.
Can you just see if the wheel turns without putting too much pressure in?
It does turn.
So that's a good sign. You might be able to recover that.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll
But you
see
can
what I
see
can
that
do.
there's chunks of paper or
Yeah,
something in
there's
there.
stuff
so
in there.
be very
Florida,
careful.
California.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but-
Oh, you know, because size-wise, it wouldn't have fit in a
Yeah.
You can walk
folder.
this side, it's there.
But yeah, this is interesting stuff.
You have a mode, yeah? And you are too, you're just writing the checks, right?
My hands are.
Sit Gene with you.
Frank, why don't you
Still
sit?
catch you?
Catherine, let's just go in a little.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Frank,
move you.
why don't you sit in the
Put
chair?
you in the chair. That's what they
Sit
said.
in the chair.
Mom said.
If you could take one with
That's
that.
right, the principal.
I'll stay with you.
Yeah, you're good. So tell us the story behind the capsule itself.
All right, so some other people here might have a little bit more background than I do, but I guess when the playground went in, there was this decision to, well, why not do a time capsule as a community project, you know, as part of this. So I don't know what the process was to figure out what went in it. All I know is that Fred Linden here was the one who dropped it in the ground at the base of the double slide on presumably the last day, Sunday?
Yeah.
Last day of construction, Sunday, May 17th, 1987. So several years ago, I took a picture of the schoolyard, did a side-by-side of what it looked like, you know, today or several years ago next to the playground, and immediately when I posted on Facebook, someone commented, "Oh, did they ever find the time capsule?" And that's when I first remembered that there was a time capsule. So I kind of set out on this journey to recover it before it was too late, you know, knowing that the school was closed, that it might not be much longer for this world. We kind of wanted to do it, and I was hoping to get it by 2017, which would have been the 30th anniversary, but you know, we're a couple years late, but we did it. Yeah, just took a lot of asking, you know, the hive mind of Facebook and people with their comments and what they remembered, getting a copy of the blueprints from Leathers and Associates, the architect that designed the playground, going out to the school and, you know, measuring some landmarks, figuring out the scale and figuring out where the base of the slide was in an unrecognizable landscape, and put a stake in the ground, and then it just kind of took, you know, some wheels of progress turning to get to where we are today. I can't thank everyone enough for their involvement and helping get us to where we are, and AJ Fisher for donating the time and the labor and, you know, letting us on the property, and just, you know, everyone that's put in effort into this. Just, you know, even though there's not much here, I guess, to look at, you know, we were able to recover it, and I think that's what's important.
I agree. I agree.
Kind of brings, you know, a bookend closure to things. As we're on the dawn of the school being no more, and it'll pretty soon be houses where new families will have their own memories, and you know, we don't want to look at this as too much of a sad occasion. It's, you know, a rebirth of the area. I think it's good for everyone involved. But so that's really all I have to say about that. I don't know. Anyone else?
Thank you for
Thank you.
doing all of that.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
marvelous.
And the history that you bring with this.
That's
And we
right.
also appreciate the accommodation by the developer, Fisher Homes, and in addition to that, we look forward to preserving another aspect of this school. I currently authorized our staff to go and remove the plaque that appears at the entranceway. So that's currently being removed and then maybe displayed or kept somewhere where other people can enjoy the memories that this institution has brought to not just the students that attended, but the families and neighbors that have utilized this property.
Maybe it could be displayed somewhere in the school department or at the school committee building on a wall.
Well, I think that my intention would be to display it where the most people would be able to visit it on whenever, but even you know, as opposed to maybe in City Hall somewhere where everyone comes to city council meetings, or you know, a more central location. But we will explore the school department for display and see which generates the traffic that would prefer to,
This
take appreciation of.
this was a very, very, very unique event.
Yes.
And I don't think anything has ever happened in Warwick since or before that was anything like this, that generated so many community volunteers. There were over 400 to 500 volunteers on the site at any given time. The playground had a valuation of over $100,000. It was a magnificent edifice. It just wasn't a normal playground. You had to see the way it was done, and I think anybody that participated in it or saw it will never forget it. So I thank Mark and Fred for taking the time. I remember the capsule going in. We were all very busy, and I remember them saying we were going to
It's
put it
almost an
in a
afterthought.
tube.
Well, where are we gonna put
in
it?
a tube like that. I remember they constructed it on site, the tube, so that they could preserve the capsule. It's really
I could almost
great
be,
being here today.
almost be
And on behalf of
certain
the
that-
city of Warwick, I thank you for your stewardship as principal of that institution and spearheading and leading the community forward in the development of that playground. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the best.
Well, the person that really deserves the credit is Mrs. Headley.
Find words in here that will bring up the actual article.
Right, that's what I'm hoping. And I think if I
Community effort.
put these in trays with water.
When you develop the land, are you gonna
was
have like an
incredible.
entrance
Yes, truly a
into it?
community effort.
For one road that goes through?
Or it'll probably just kind of integrate into the neighborhood.
Building a stone monument and putting the plaque
That
there.
wasn't there that day.
Well,
talk
that's
about
due
that.
to
Okay.
sensationalism, journalism.
I want to see what the plaque, what's the plaque say?
I'm not sure, one of the plaques was in honor of the addition, right?
It's a
I'm sure,
dedication plaque.
I'm sure if maybe you brought that to a professional, they could.
Oh, I have
They
it
know how to deal
in
with it.
my
Entrance to
studio.
Sherwood School, build
I
a
have
monument and put the plaque there,
move it
so
into
everybody
a
knows they're
clean
going into
view,
the
take
school when they
shell.
go.
Yeah, because I think
Digitally
that
extract.
it looks like the tape itself
Oh,
is
The
in
tape
great
is in
shape.
good shape, but there's a little bit
That's
of
gonna be the entrance to the
mold
development.
Yeah.
on it, that's
So
the
build a
only
stone
thing
monument,
that
plaque
concerns
there,
me.
you know?
It's on the side, sort of on the edge,
Yeah.
but,
It might be, it might even be on the plastic
true.
and not on the tape itself.
Email me a picture or two.
Thanks so much.
You sent it to me, yes, you got them?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
But Mark, there were no other plaques that were
No,
sold.
that
It's
was the only one that I.
16th, I wanna say.
I saw it in your picture, I said, it'd be a shame
Any
if
input?
they demolished the building, don't take the plaque off.
Yeah, it just
Principal?
seems.
Sal at 7:00.
I just don't care about it.
There you go. Any input that you'd like to, we're open to ideas and
Ideas?
suggestions.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's nice. Did that?
Now, the school department is now at the Boston.
It's
I don't know where it is.
it's a court.
Is it?
Administration building?
They're probably buying it
Maybe you
somewhere.
want to mention about the Greg one point.
Oh, yeah.
No, not yet.
No, you go, you go.
David Bono's mom
Pat Bonner.
was working in the school department, now she's probably gone, but I would love to see the school department, see if you could find out where those memories went.
Listen, you know who might know, or who can lead you to know, might be Linda Hoy.
I'll be sure to.
Yeah,
Okay.
Linda brought
Put
it.
out an email
And two,
to.
you know who else might know? Is,
Oh, it's hard to tell, but it looks like it's probably
and they
the
had
kids
these
committee.
roads, Diane,
I can't even say with certainty what part of the
she
playground.
may know who put you in touch with.
Yes, you want to pass it out?
You know who might have it? Jimmy.
Because that contract was all together
we take
Before
one.
we finished the plan.
Oh, yeah.
So the kid was there, but there was one on the Cumberland, I think they took the kid.
I knew there was an existing one, I didn't know where.
Yeah,
It's a
it was
great
up in
idea,
Cumberland.
so that someone that's a memory correct, something of that nature from the school